Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another. I hope you are doing wonderful. I know I missed last week's wine and design and I'm so sorry. I know I updated you guys on my vlog, but things have just been literally insane and it hasn't slowed down. And usually when I'm overwhelmed, I'll figure out a way to fix it within like a week. But it's been probably a solid month since things have really slowed down for me. So I have been swamped and I'm so sorry. I really wanted to do my wine and design last week, but there was like no way I would even be able to edit it or anything. But I am back this week and I'm gonna get some work done with you guys. So first off, I'm going to be trying this wine right here. And this is actually one of my clients, and I think I've shown you guys one of their wines before, but this one is like a red wine, and their wines are very unique. They're like hybrid wines, so they're very different, and you can't really find them everywhere. They're like a mix of French, so it's a little bit of a hybrid type of wine, and I just love their wines. I think they taste amazing, so I'm going to be having some of that today. And then I'm going to be showing you guys basically how to like onboard a website client, because this is something I have really learned, especially recently, is that like you have to be so organized when you have a website project in front of you, because things can get really buried in email, and if you don't have like specific content before you start, then there could be delays in the progress. And the one thing I've learned recently is that it's better to have everything before you start and to know everything they want, including page layouts, including anything. Like it's so important to have that before, because I've recently noticed that sometimes things happen for clients within their own personal life and you don't hear back for a week or so, and then your timeline is jumbled up into one because other projects pile onto it. So something I've learned recently is how to really compile everything onto one document that you guys can update constantly. So that is going to be what I'm showing you guys today, is kind of what I came up with and what's been really helping me. So yeah, that's what I'm going to show you guys today. But first off, I'm going to go pour myself a nice glass of wine. It is like a rainy, chilly, wintry night, so it's like nice and cozy in here. And that, if you're wondering, is Leo's new scratcher like box thing that he can go and hang out in, and he's very, very protective of it. Like if you stick your hand through the window, he'll probably bite it or scratch it or tell you to get out. So it's his new little home and he loves it so much, and he'll probably go in there while we're doing this. So anyway guys, I'm gonna go pour myself some wine and we'll get right into it. All right guys, we are good now. We are good. I can't even explain to you guys when I say I have had a freaking month. Like, it's been a rough one, very rough, but something very exciting is happening this week, and it still like hasn't truly hit me yet, but someone very special is coming home and I'm so excited. So Samar is actually coming home for good this Friday. I didn't share anything yet because I wanted to make sure like I wasn't saying something that his job would find out, but he talked to his job. He just wasn't super happy in Sweden and missed his family and missed our house and everything. So he's coming back. I'm so excited. So I will definitely be vlogging that because I want to do something kind of special for him when he lands on Friday. So very exciting news happening. But I think that's also why I've been trying to get so much done, so that when he comes, I'm not like stressing out about, you know, catching up with him, spending time with him, but also having like projects and deadlines and everything. So I'm trying to get ahead of things. Leo! This is gonna happen multiple times. Come over here. Come here. Leo's feeling good today. He's like running around. But yeah, so we got some exciting things happening. We gotta look at the bright side that I'm definitely getting it done, and Samara's coming home, and life is beautiful. So anyway, guys, let's hop right into showing you how I basically onboard my design clients. And I've tried so many different ways to do this. Like this one I just keep coming back to because it's so simple, it's so easy, it's free. Like you don't have to pay for any kind of program. And it just really works for me, and it's something I've been using more recently. So my computer is a perfect representation of how I'm feeling right now because I have like a million tabs open. And do you know that quote where they say like my brain has too many tabs open? Yeah, that's completely me right now. So cool. Okay, so basically you guys are gonna laugh at how simple this is, but it's actually not, because you need to know what kind of content to put inside of this document. So basically I just go to Google Docs and I make a specific document for the specific client. So I call it like website design brief. So I'll go to this one and just show you guys. So for her, I didn't do this in the very beginning, so I don't have a lot of things on there that I would do with a brand new client. But this was one that I realized halfway through we need to have some sort of like organization sheet for us to stay on track, so she's not asking me for like logos and fonts and all that. So I personally pay for the I think it's the business Dropbox. I think it's the one I pay yearly for, and it gives me like 1 terabyte of memory, and it just like helps me so much, except where I do think I kind of take advantage of that terabyte because I don't really go through and delete things, which is something I need to get better at. But what I do is I basically just create folders of the different logo files, and I include the Illustrator file and the PNG files in very high quality. So I just like make a link for that. I'll include the fonts, I'll include the color palette, the mood board, all that kind of stuff. And I also, in my branding package, provide the social media graphics and the marketing collateral piece that they choose. So those are some things I need to create still. This one's super basic because, like I said, we decided to do this halfway through. But if I were to be bringing on a brand new client, one that I don't know the styles of sites they like and stuff, this is what I would do. I'm first going to show you what I was doing. Basically, I use DUBSADO for all my project management, and I love it. I think it's great. I don't love the price of it, but it allows me to do a lot of really awesome forms and proposals and invoices and reminders and all that, and it's like my own project manager. So I really like it, but I was finding that this wasn't really working for me just because it wasn't simple enough. It wasn't just to the point, and that's what people like, is simple and to the point. So I'm going to show you guys what it looked like before, and a lot of this information is actually really good to have on your onboarding website brief. So basically I ask them for their name, their address, how to contact them, and then I always ask right off the bat, is this going to be a simple like landing page? Is it going to be a 6 to 8 page website? Is it going to be a membership website? Is it going to be e-commerce? All those questions need to be answered, and they absolutely need to be answered in the beginning, because I ran into an issue with a client recently where they didn't tell me at first that they wanted e-commerce, which is totally not their fault, because I mean, sometimes e-commerce sounds weird. They could just call it a shop website, but found out that we actually wanted to go with Shopify instead of WooCommerce, which I was not really sure of at the beginning. So I started building the website using WordPress, and then not halfway through, like right in the beginning, we decided that we were actually doing on a different platform. And Shopify, if you guys don't know, is like its own hosting, its own template, all that. It's like completely separate. It's not just like a plugin. So Really make sure you understand that in the beginning, because you also want to keep track of, if it's an e-commerce website, you're going to have to be doing the shop thumbnails, the shop design, the cart design, there's so many pieces to it, and that is why a lot of people charge a little bit extra when they do make a website like that. And that goes for membership websites as well. So I feel like this video is a lot of talking, but I just think it's so important, because I've ran into issues lately that if I had known, it would have saved me so much time, and so much stress would have been gone. So anyway, these questions, this is where I don't really love this form, because it gets the client thinking, but I have a whole different approach to this. So you can look at this, take some things from it that you like, but yeah, I would ask a lot of details, and I would definitely ask them the due date, if they have a website content, or if they need me to help them get that and stuff like that. So yeah, this form is still great. I still use it sometimes, but this is what I do now. So all right guys, so basically this is just so simple, and I'm just so excited to share it with you guys, because it saves me time, and it saves the client from having to think just everywhere, because it's also, this is something I said to my client the other day. Website designing it's a lot of work on both parties, because not only is the client probably thinking about the copywriting and how they want to be presented, but I am the one that's bringing it into reality and creating the vision for it. So it's a lot of work between both parties, and that party needs to be, or that client needs to be willing to answer emails, answer phone calls, all that kind of stuff, because a website is the heart of the business. I feel like it expresses everything, and it's also very likely and normal that your client will start to realize things as the site is being built. So it's a lot of work, and that is why website design, you should charge a lot for it, because you'll end up doing a lot more work than you think you're going to be doing. So keep that in mind, because I've made all of these mistakes that I'm sharing with you guys, and I just want to make sure that you're not making the same mistake as me, because it kind of sucks when that happens. But anyway, this is what I have been doing, and I worked for a company that used this kind of layout, and it just worked so well for a lot of the clients. And basically, initially when I would get a client, I would set up a consultation call. So I use Calendly. I love Calendly. I think it's the only sucky part is you can only have one event if you're using the free version. But for me, I usually only do consultation calls when it's the very beginning of the project. So it's just a quick 15-minute to 30-minute call. And I can use that same calendar for logo calls or website calls or whatever they need. So I use just one calendar on Calendly, and I'll ask them if they can set up some time to talk with me. And yeah, so I basically will go over this entire sheet with them on the call, and I'll also send this to them after we make notes and everything. But basically, before the call, I would go in here and say, let's say November 20th, for example. I would put the date before the actual thing I'm working on, so that we can set timelines and deadlines, because that is just the one thing with being your own boss, is you're in charge of whenever it gets done. So stick to a schedule and just stay disciplined, because things can get put off if you don't set a date. So I will set dates on here, and I'll say get feedback November 25th or something, and then the final homepage and all that could be, this is just an example, but 30th or something like that. I'd probably give myself some more time. And then I'd put the dates there, and then fill out the rest. So then on the call, we would discuss what their current website is, their organization, what sets you apart, your target audience, and then the whole what sets you apart what is your organization about? What do you want to achieve with the website? Because this is where I need to edit this actually. I want to put in that question of, is this e-commerce? Is your goal with this website to sell? Is the goal with the website to get members? Is the goal with the website just to like share your personal brand? Like that needs to be discussed on the first call. I cannot stress that enough. It has to be discussed. It has to be discussed whether they want to use WordPress, Squarespace, whatever they have right now, if they're willing to change. All of that needs to be discussed and written out. So I'm also going to put right here. Okay, actually right here, because we talk about, no, where is it? Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so under their current website URL, I'm going to add what type of hosting account do you use? If you have one, this one's optional to ask because it might be a brand new client, but that is also something that will take your time, and you need to get paid for doing that, because transferring a hosting account or learning a new hosting account it's your time and it's your job. So just really make sure that you ask every little detail, and this sheet right here just like really helps me make sure I'm not missing anything. Because before I would go into calls and just ask them the basics, like, do you have a website? What do you want for your website? Do you want this like 4-page, 5-page? I had no idea what I was asking, but the more I'm designing them, the more I'm like, okay, I need to know what kind of website, where you're hosting it, what platform you want to use, if you're willing to learn that platform, because you might not want to control that website forever, and they need to know how to do it. So questions like that really need to be answered. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's so important. It's going to save you so much stress if you just figure that out in the beginning. So yeah, then I ask them who's going to do the copywriting, if it's going to be the client, or I have some resources of people that can do it for them. I don't provide that because I'm a good writer, but it's not my forte. I ask them if they have a logo, and if I'm not too busy at the time and they don't have a logo, I'll give myself a little plug right there and say I can help them do the branding, come up with the color palette, all of that. And 90% of the time, people do want that. So don't be afraid to sell yourself a little bit there. And then I'll ask them about the images, if they have images already, because sometimes they hire photographers and they already have pictures. So make sure you ask that. And you could also create a folder of images and send it to the client before, to make sure that they like that style. And then any other materials that you have that will help. So honestly, the most important questions are right up here though. Like really just understanding the details of their business and what they want to achieve is so important. Yeah. And then setting a timeline too, because you don't want to like promise them something and not follow through, because then you're probably going to feel guilty, which creates a lot more stress later on. So really keep in mind of that. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because I think it's very, very helpful. I wish I had something like this when I was first starting, because like I said, I had no idea what I was doing, and I would just ask them questions that really wouldn't help me. So yeah, I hope that helps you guys. It looks like we're at like 18 minutes already. I was gonna show you guys the Squarespace website, but all right, you guys, I know that was kind of a different one. I wasn't really designing in it, but this is like part of the process with being a designer and having your own business, is really knowing how to run it, because if you don't stay organized, you don't run it properly, it's going to create so much stress and so much burnout. And I'm learning along the way, and I just want to be able to help you guys in your path so that you don't have to go through mistakes and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys can tell I'm exhausted, so I'm going to finish this probably and then just kind of relax. I really need to like take some time for myself. I feel like I've been like helping so many other people that I haven't been able to really focus on my happiness, my personal health, and all that kind of stuff. So I feel you guys. If you're in the same boat, I'm right there with you. I feel you, and it's been a crazy, crazy freaking year. And I think that we all can agree that it's a little bit stressful and frustrating that it's going to probably bleed into 2021 a little bit. So just remember to keep your head up and that we are all strong. We will get through it. And this is teaching us so many lessons, like having to stay home, having to really pay attention to our health and our wellness and happiness, because we are alone. Like, you have to make sure that you're happy, and it's taught us so much. So I would just keep trying to look at the positive side of it, because I'm pretty sure we're probably going to go on another lockdown here, and you know, there's not much you can do about it. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this wine and design video. I hope it helped you, and if you guys want that sheet, please comment down below, and I'll probably leave a comment below where you can email me and ask me for it. I don't want to just like put it out there. I want to actually like know who needs help and share it with you guys personally, because this is something I really worked on building, and I don't want to just give it to who knows who. So yeah, I'll leave a comment down below with my email, so just shoot me an email if you want this sheet. I will happily give it to you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, let me know what you guys want to learn on my next wine and design. Next week it's going to be Thanksgiving. I'm still going to try and do it because I missed last week, so stay tuned for next week. And yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Will they ever be enough?